Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving deep into a coin that's far more than pocket change, the 1999 Delaware State Quarter. But don't blink. Some versions of this humble quarter have sparked feverish excitement in the numismatic world. By the end of this video, you might just find out you're holding something truly extraordinary. Let me take you back. In 1999, the U.S. Mint launched what would become one of the most popular programs in modern numismatics, the 50 state quarters. The very first coin released in that series? Delaware. And on its reverse, we see Caesar Rodney, riding horseback in a moment frozen in history, his legendary ride to sign the Declaration of Independence. That makes this coin not just a piece of money, but a symbol of the first state's crucial role in our nation's founding. In everyday circulation, a 1999 Delaware quarter isn't worth much more than its 25-cent face value. That's the baseline. But here's where things get really interesting. Rare minting errors and die cracks on some of these quarters have catapulted their value into entirely different territory. One of the most famous anomalies? The so-called spitting horse. Imagine looking at the reverse of your quarter under a loupe, or just a really sharp zoom, and noticing a thin, raised line trailing from the horse's mouth toward the rim, like a little droplet of spit. That strange little spike of metal is actually a die crack, caused when the die used to strike the coins began to fracture. It's subtle, but once you spot it, you'll never forget it. Collectors call that the spitting horse, and it's become legendary, not just because it looks odd, but because very few of these error coins have survived in high grades. According to Pennyverse, there are only a handful of MS65+ examples certified by PCGS with this crack. In fact, in 2024, one of them sold at auction for around $12,075. That's wild, right? But it doesn't stop there. There are other rare variants too. Some collectors report double die obverse errors, where the front obverse of the coin shows doubling in the lettering or in Washington's profile. These coins can reach into the high hundreds or even low thousands, depending on the grade. Then there are off-center strikes, where the entire design shifts because the planchet wasn't aligned correctly during striking. On some Delaware quarters, that off-center error can be quite dramatic and very desirable. Others have spotted clipped planchets, or coins where a section of the metal blank is simply missing or malformed. Even broad strike errors, where the coin spreads beyond its normal collar, show up from time to time. Why do these errors matter so much? Well, for one, these coins are among the first quarters ever struck in the 50 state quarters program. That alone makes them historically important. But when you combine that with a visually striking error, like a cracked die or doubling, you get something that collectors absolutely obsess over. Of course, authenticity is everything. Because of how valuable these coins can be, there are fakes, clean coins, and over-polished pieces out there. That's why serious collectors rely on third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC. A certified error from a reputable grading company carries far more weight than an unverified claim. It's not just the spitting horse error that gets collectors' hearts racing. There are anecdotal reports and forum threads of other bizarre and rare issues. On Reddit, for instance, people have shared photographs of grease-filled die strikes, where the coin looks almost smudged, and rotated die errors, where a flip of the coin sends the reverse spinning at odd angles. Even some collectors wonder whether certain shiny, silvery coins with non-S mint marks are plated fakes, even though they look like proofs. So what is a normal 1999 Delaware quarter worth? In average circulated condition, just around 25 cents. If you found one in near mint state, maybe a few dollars at most. CoinTrackers puts uncirculated 1999 P or 1999 D at up to $3.54. Proof versions, the S mint mark, can go a little higher, maybe up to around $8.59 in very high condition. But once you drop in the world of errors, that's where things truly explode. Think about that for a moment. A coin that probably dropped out of someone's pocket, played in a parking meter, or sat in a drawer for years could now be a showpiece in a rare error collection, if it shows that hallmark crack or some doubling or another die mistake. Now, I know what you're thinking. Has anyone ever claimed the most insane price for one of these? Yes, there are reported extreme valuations. Some sources even cite Delaware spitting horse errors being linked to values upwards of $750,000. That kind of number is, of course, exceptional and not typical for most error specimens. But it shows just how deep the intrigue goes in the rare coin market. If you think you might own one of these special quarters, don't just toss it back into your change jar. Take a careful look. Use a magnifying glass or microscope. Examine the edges. Look for crack lines. Check for doubling. The little details make all the difference that if you believe you've found something rare, get it professionally graded. A slabbed, authenticated spitting horse error could make your coin not just a historical gem, but a centerpiece in a serious collection. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The big reveal. A truly exceptional, hard-to-find 1999 Delaware State quarter, especially one with a major error in top grade, can command a jaw-dropping value of $83,000 next time you grab change. Don't just toss the quarters into the coin tray. Examine them. You could be sitting on the first gem of the State Quarter series. Top 2. Today's spotlight falls on one of the most fascinating pieces in the entire State Quarter program, the United States of America Ohio Quarter from the year 2000. What looks like an ordinary 25-cent piece can sometimes carry secrets, surprises, and in extremely rare cases, a value far beyond what anyone expects. Coin collectors, buckle up. This one is for you. When Ohio's quarter was introduced in 2000, it quickly stood out thanks to its design. The coin proudly displays an outline of the state, a vintage astronaut, and the right flyer soaring across the coin's surface. Ohio is known for producing some of the world's greatest pioneers of air and space, and this quarter celebrates that legacy in bold style. But what makes this coin truly thrilling is not just the design. It's the rare and unusual mistakes that happened during minting, mistakes that have turned some Ohio quarters into collector gold. While millions of these coins were minted, only a very small number contained significant errors. One of the most talked about issues involves dramatic off-center strikes where the design is pushed noticeably to one side, leaving blank areas of metal exposed. These aren't subtle. They're eye-catching, easily noticeable, and extremely desirable because very few escape the mint like that. Another rarity is the multiple strike error, where the coin was struck twice or even 3 times, leaving a ghost-like double image that instantly grabs the attention of collectors. Die cracks are another favorite among coin hunters, especially when they create raised lines that slice through the astronaut, the airplane, or the state outline. These cracks tell the story of a worn die struggling to keep producing coins, and every crack pattern is unique. A particularly dramatic crack can cause the coin's value to soar. And then there are clipped planchet errors, coins that appear to have a curved bite missing from the edge. These are highly collectible and easy to spot with the naked eye. But perhaps the most thrilling error is the elusive double die strike on the reverse, where parts of the text or design appear doubled. These doubling effects are rare, striking to look at, and immensely popular with serious collectors. Combine any of these errors with a high mint state grade and you suddenly step into the realm of serious money. Remember, the coin market thrives on rarity, eye appeal, and historical importance. The Ohio quarter has all three when an error is involved. A regular Ohio quarter is worth just face value, maybe a few dollars in uncirculated condition. But an error coin, especially one that is bold, dramatic, and preserved in exceptional condition, can turn an everyday quarter into a treasure worthy of a place in any advanced collection. So before you toss that quarter aside, take a moment. Look closely at the design. Inspect the lettering. Scan the edges. You never know which coin in your hand could be the one collectors dream about. And now, the grand reveal you've been waiting for. An extraordinary Ohio quarter from the year 2000, featuring a rare and dramatic minting error in top-tier condition, has been known to reach an astonishing value of $83,000. Top 3, we're diving straight into the rugged beauty of one of America's great national parks. The Arches National Park quarter released in 2014. But don't let its modern date fool you. This coin has secrets, surprises, and rare minting mistakes that have turned a few lucky finds into absolute prize pieces for collectors. The Arches Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, celebrating national parks across the country. The moment you flip this coin, you're greeted with one of nature's most iconic formations, Delicate Arch, rising like a gateway sculpted by time itself. Behind it, La Salle Mountains stand majestic, capturing the spirit of Utah's raw and striking landscape. Even without errors, this design already makes the coin stand out. But things get much more interesting when you add rarity into the equation. Most Arches Quarters are extremely common, with millions released into circulation. But among those millions lie a handful of coins that didn't come out of the mint quite the way the designers intended. These are the treasures collectors dream about. One of the most exciting varieties involves dramatic off-center strikes, where the design is shifted far enough to leave blank metal showing on one side. These mistakes are bold, they're eye-catching, and they're instantly prized because they escape mint inspection only on rare occasions. Another rare gem is the double die error, where parts of Delicate Arch, the mountains, or even the lettering appear doubled. Under magnification, the effect is stunning, almost like the coin has a shadow frozen in solid metal. Serious collectors absolutely love doubling because it shows a deeper flaw in the die itself and guarantees uniqueness. There are also coins with strike-through errors, where something, like grease or debris, came between the die and the planchet. These leave smudges, distortions, or missing details on the design, giving each affected coin a one-of-a-kind appearance. And for eagle-eyed hunters, die cracks appear as raised, lightning-like lines across the rock or arch. Each crack pattern is completely unique and can dramatically boost collector interest when found in high-grade condition. Then there's the rarest kind of modern treasure, a perfectly preserved error coin in brilliant, uncirculated state. When a modern quarter with a dramatic, visible mint mistake is found untouched, with no scratches, no wear, and flawless surfaces, collectors take notice fast. That combination, rare error plus pristine condition, is what sets the stage for truly unbelievable price tags. So, if you ever come across a 2014 Arches Quarter, don't just toss it into the change jar. Look at the details. Study the lettering. Check the edges. A tiny flaw could turn out to be a major discovery. And if you think you've found something special, getting it professionally graded may be the key to unlocking its true value. Now, here's the moment every coin hunter waits for. An exceptional 2014 Arches Quarter with a dramatic minting error, preserved in superb condition, has been known to reach an incredible value of $79,000. Top forward, diving deep into one of the most iconic pieces of the early state quarter series, the United States of America Massachusetts Quarter from the year 2000. A coin millions of people have spent, lost, tossed into jars, and never thought twice about. Yet a tiny handful of them hold mysteries that can turn an ordinary quarter into a collector's dream. The Massachusetts Quarter is a tribute to the spirit of the state, known as the birthplace of American liberty. Its reverse design features the famous Minuteman statue standing proudly in front of a detailed outline of the state itself. The Minutemen were the first colonial militiamen ready to fight in a moment's notice, fast, fearless, and fiercely patriotic. The design captures that bold history, and even before errors come into the picture, the coin already holds a strong place in the series. But what makes this coin truly fascinating isn't just its design. It's the unexpected minting mistakes that slipped through the cracks and into circulation. These rare errors have turned a select number of Massachusetts quarters into valuable collectibles. One of the most thrilling types is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the planchet wasn't aligned correctly during minting. These are instantly noticeable and extremely rare, especially in high grades. Another coveted error is the broad strike, where the quarter was struck without the retaining collar, causing the edge to spread out unnaturally. These coins look unusual at first glance, wider, flatter, and unmistakably different. Even more intriguing are double die varieties, where the Minuteman, the outline of the state, or the lettering shows visible doubling. The effect is dramatic under magnification and highly sought after by serious collectors. Some Massachusetts quarters even show die cracks running across the Minuteman or the state outline like lightning bolts frozen in metal. These cracks are unique, forming unpredictable shapes that can make each coin a one-of-a-kind find. And then there are clipped planchet errors, where a curved portion of the edge is missing, striking, easy to spot, and instantly collectible. But truly exceptional value comes from the perfect storm, a dramatic error combined with pristine, uncirculated condition. Modern quarters rarely survive without scratches, wear, or circulation marks, which makes high-grade error coins extremely scarce. When an error coin from the year 2000 remains untouched, sharp, and beautifully preserved, it becomes the kind of piece collectors chase for years. So before you toss your spare change aside, take a moment and inspect those Massachusetts quarters. Look closely at the Minuteman's outline. Watch the lettering. Check for missing metal, doubling, weird shapes, or shifts in the strike. A small detail might be hiding a massive reward. And now, the moment every collector waits for. A truly extraordinary Massachusetts quarter from the year 2000, featuring a rare and dramatic minting error in incredible condition, has been known to reach a value of $77,000. Top 5, we're diving into one of the earliest and most fascinating coins of the state quarter program, the United States of America Georgia quarter from 1999. It may look like an ordinary piece of pocket change, but hidden among millions of common coins are a few extraordinary treasures that collectors would do almost anything to get their hands on. The Georgia quarter represents the fourth release in the legendary 50-state quarter series, and its design is packed with meaning. On the reverse, you'll find Georgia's state outline, the official peach symbol, and sprigs of live oak leaves framing the design. Growing proudly across the center sits the state motto, wisdom, justice, moderation. The entire layout feels like a beautifully crafted emblem of Southern history and tradition. But beyond the artistic elements lies something even more exciting. Mistakes made during minting that turned a handful of these coins into rare collectibles worth far more than 25 cents. Because the Georgia quarter was produced early in the series, mint machinery was still being pushed and tested, and that resulted in some unforgettable errors. One of the most sought after is the off-center strike, where the entire design is shifted noticeably to one side. The more dramatic the shift, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially when key details like the date or motto remain visible. These off-center pieces are true conversation starters and incredibly scarce. Another thrilling rarity is the double die error, where parts of the lettering or the peach look doubled or shadowed. Under magnification, the effect is stunning. It's one of those mistakes collectors adore because no two double die patterns are exactly alike. Then there are broad strike errors, where the quarter was struck without the retaining collar, causing it to expand outward and take on a distorted, almost stretched shape. These errors stand out instantly and often fetch impressive prices when found in high grades. Die cracks add another layer of excitement. These appear as raised lines running through the design, across the state outline, slicing through the peach, or stretching across the lettering. Each crack tells a story about a worn die nearing the end of its life, and every pattern is completely unique. Even clipped planchets, quarters with a curved slice missing from the rim, are known to exist, and these pieces can be highly valuable when paired with sharp details and strong strikes. But the real stars of the market are the Georgia quarters that combine dramatic minting errors with pristine, uncirculated condition. Most error coins get tossed around and damaged before anyone realizes what they are. So when a flawless error coin appears, untouched and shining, collectors take notice instantly. That combination of rarity, condition, and eye-catching flaw is what sends certain Georgia quarters soaring in value. So the next time you get a Georgia quarter and change, don't just spend it without a second thought. Hold it up to the light. Check the lettering. Inspect the edges. Look for doubling, missing metal, cracks, or shifts in the design. Your ordinary quarter might not be so ordinary after all. And here comes the moment every treasure hunter loves. The highest-end examples of the 1999 Georgia quarter, with a major minting error in superb condition, have been known to reach an incredible value of $74,000.